Hello everyone, this is Manohar Reddy, Department of Cybersecurity, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. In this session, I am going to discuss about the concept of subquery in Dbms. So, concept of subquery in Dbms. So, we already write some queries in the previous sessions. We already written some queries in the previous sessions. That queries are base queries, like base queries are joins, inner queries, and everything. So in this concept, we are going to write some queries, inner queries, or we are also say that nested queries, or we are also say that subqueries. So we in the previous sessions, we already seen that how to write the query from the table to retrieve some values. How to write a query to retrieve the values from the table. So in this, we are going to write a subquery. That is nothing but we can use a query within the query. We can use a query within another query. So that queries are called as subqueries or nested queries or inner queries. We can say that anything. So we'll see how it works to retrieve the values. So a subquery or inner query, we already said that a subquery or inner query or a nested query is a query within another SQL query, and embedded within the where class, That means we are writing one a select query, and also we are writing another select query, but those select queries are mixed up with the braces, and also they can have the where class. So a subquery is used to return data that will be used in the main query as a condition to further restrict the data to be retrieved. That means the subquery result is acting like a condition for the main query. The subquery result is acting like a condition for the main query. So we are writing main query and we are writing subquery, but the result from the subquery is acting like a condition for the main query, for the main query. So if you want to write the subqueries, we can use with the select statement, insert statement, update and delete statements, along with the operators like equal operator, relational operators, and in between, like this all the operators we are using. So there are few rules that subqueries must follow. There are some few rules that subqueries must follow. So to write the subqueries, we must follow some rules. So how that rules will be applied to write the subqueries, we'll see here. Subqueries must be enclosed within a parenthesis. So however we are writing a query inside of these parentheses, we should write the query inside of these parentheses only. So subqueries must be enclosed with the parentheses. A subquery can have only one column in the selected class. So a subquery can not having more than one columns. So subquery can have only one column in the select class unless multiple columns are in the main query, but you can write multiple columns in the main query for the subquery to compare its selected columns, to comparing with the subquery column with the main query columns. Then you can write multiple columns in the main query, and you can write only one column in the subquery. So these are the rules, and a subquery cannot be immediately enclosed in a set function. So a subquery cannot be immediately enclosed in a set function. The between operator cannot be used with the subquery. So the between operator also we cannot use it in the subquery. However, the between operator can be used within the subquery, within the main query. So you can write a between operator for the main query, but you cannot write between operator in the subquery. So these are all the rules. So to write the subquery, you must take only one column in the subquery, but you can take multiple columns in the main query. And the subquery must be inside of the parentheses. And subquery cannot be immediately enclosed with the set functions, enclosed with the set function. So to write any subquery, so we have to follow these some rules. So we can have different types of subquery with select statement, update statement, delete statement, like that. So we will see how it works. So subquery with select statement. First one is what? A subquery with select statement. So in this, we'll see we have to take the select statement along with the multiple columns, column 1, column 2, up to column n from table name, where column name comparison operator of select column 1, column 2 or column n from table name where condition. So this is the subquery. This is the subquery syntax. So subquery you can write and you can take only one column for the subquery. So select column 1 or column 2, whatever it may be. You can take only one column for the subquery, but you can take multiple columns for the main query. You can take multiple columns from the main query, but for the subquery you have to take only one column. So this is the syntax. So you can write the main select query, the next subquery, main select query, and then next subquery. But subquery must be within the parentheses. So example, we have to write like this: select star from employee where salary greater than of select average of sal from customer. So within the parentheses we are writing this as a subquery. So the subquery result is what? Select average of sal from customer table. So we are going to retrieve the average of sal from the customer table, and that result, the result from this subquery is acting like a condition for the main query. Suppose you can have two fields called 1, 2, Ram and Raj, and the salary is what? 30,000 and 40,000. Now you can perform select average of sal from customer. So what is the value? 30 plus 40, 70,000. So the average is what? 70 by 2, 35,000. So 35,000 is the result for the subquery. So when you are executing the select average of sal from customer, the 35,000 amount is displayed. So this is acting as a condition for the main query. So now you can understand this main query is what? Select a star from employee where salary greater than 35,000. Now all the employees from the employee table, whose salary greater than 35,000 is going to be displayed. Whose salary is greater than 35,000 is going to be displayed. So like the way you can understand that the result of subquery is acting like a condition for the main query. Similarly, you can understand this also. Select a star from employee where sal in of select average sal from customer. That means the subquery result is what? 35,000. Now you can execute this main query. Select a star from employee where salary in 35,000. So whoever the customers having 35,000, whoever the employees having 35,000 salary, those employees details will be displayed. So this is the way you can understand this subquery result. Subquery result is acting like a condition for the main query. Next, subquery with insert statement. So we can also use the subqueries and nested queries with the insert statement in structured query language. We can insert the results of the subquery into the table of the outer query. That is nothing but main query. Table of the outer query or main query. The syntax of the subquery with the insert statement is described in the following way. So see here, the syntax is what? Insert into table name, select a star from table name where column name operator of subquery. So you can see here, insert into, this is the table name, B is the table name and A is the table name. So what I am trying to do here, insert into B, select star from A, select star from A values where marks equals to 35. That means the subquery is going to be executed here. Select star from A where marks equals to 235. So that means the 235, whoever having the marks 235 from the A table will be going to be displayed, and these values are going to be inserted into the B table, and these values are going to be inserted into the B table. And similarly, insert into A, select star from B where marks greater than 40. That means whoever having the marks greater than 40 from the B table are going to be inserted into the table A. Inserted into the table A. So for what we are taking here, we are going to executing subquery, that is select star from B where marks greater than 40 is the subquery. The result of what we are achieving, what we are getting from this subquery is going to be acting like a condition, that is insert into A of all these values, So this is the way we can understand that insert subquery with the insert operation. And the next, subquery with the update statement. The subqueries and nested queries can be used with the update statement in structured query language for updating the columns of existing table. So we can easily update one or more columns using a subquery with the update statement. So we will see syntax how it works here. So update table name, as usual we can write update table name, set column name equals to new value, where value operator of select column name from table name where condition. So outer side we can write outer query, and inner query we can write like this. So example we can see here, update table name. Table name is what? A is the table name. Update table name, set marks equals to 457. So we have to set up the marks 457 where marks in off, select marks from B where marks greater than 200. So whoever the marks having greater than 200 from the B table is going to be acting like a condition for this first one. So that values are going to be updated with the marks 457. Suppose a B table contains two records, that is one having 235 and the second one having 220. So these two values are acting like a result for this query. Select marks from B where marks greater than 200. So now after executing this subquery, the result is displayed 235 to 220. So this is acting like a condition for this update statement. Update A, set marks equal to 457 where marks in of 225 or 235 or 220. So whoever having the marks 235 in A table and whoever having marks 220 in the A table is going to be updated with the 457 marks. Marks 457. So this is the way you can write the update statement for the subquery. Similarly, update A, set marks equal to 45 where marks not in, select marks from B where marks less than 200. So whoever marks having the less than 200, that marks is not in that value. Suppose B table contains 1, 2. Whoever having marks less than 200, that means 150. Suppose 150 and 120. So the result is going to be displayed for this subquery 150 and 2 120. So this is the result for this subquery. But what we are doing here, update A, set marks equal to 45 where marks not in 450 150 or not in 120. So other than these 150 and 120 values are going to be updated with the marks 45. 45. So except other than this 150 and 120 marks, or all marks are going to be updated with the marks 45. So this is the way you can understand that subquery with the update statement. And similarly, subquery with the delete statement. So we can delete one or more records from the SQL table using subquery with the delete statement in structured query language. So we are writing the syntax delete from table name where value operator, or select column name from table name where condition. So example is delete from A. This is the table name. This is the table name. Delete from table name A where marks greater than. Select marks from B where marks greater than 235. So whoever having the marks greater than 235 is going to be delete from A where marks greater than this value. So suppose I am having the B table contains values 1 or 2. So in this the values are supposed like 220, 240 and 270. So if I execute the subquery, select marks from B where marks greater than 235. So I will get the result only 2 and 3. Only 2 and 3. So the result is what? 240, 270, right? So now delete from A where marks greater than 240 and 270. So those records will be deleted. So greater than 240 and 270, all the values from the table A is going to be deleted. All the values from table A is going to be deleted. And similarly, delete from B where marks not in of. Select marks from A where marks less than 200. So here first of all we'll execute the subquery. So whoever having the marks less than 200, whoever having the marks less than 200, suppose 150 here. So whoever having the marks less than 150 is going to be obtained as a result here. And delete from B where marks not in 150. Other than this 150 values, other than this 150 marks, whoever having other than 150 marks is going to be deleted. Whoever having the marks other than 150 is going to be deleted here. So this is the way we can delete the values or records from the tables by using subquery with the delete statement. Subquery with the delete statement. So see some example here. So we can have this customer table. So execute the subquery first. Select a minimum age from the customers table. So we'll see this example. What is the example here? Select star from customers where age equals to of. Select a minimum age of age from customers. So what we are getting here, select a minimum of age of from customers. From this, whoever having the minimum age is going to be displayed first of all. So who is having minimum age 22? So Robert and David. So here where age equal to minimum age is what? 22. Now select star from customer where age equals to 22. This is the main query. So first of all we execute the subquery. By executing the subquery, will obtain the result as 22, and that is acting like a condition for the main query. So now the main query looks like a select a star from customers where age equals to 22. So whoever having the age 22 is going to be displayed. So this is the customers table, and this is the subquery select a star from customers where age equals to. Select a minimum of age from customers. Now from this this is the value of subquery, and this value of subquery is going to be acting like a condition for the main query. After condition applied to the main query, after executing the main query, and the result is obtained as like this form. So this is the way you can understand this select with select operation or select with update operation and anything. And this is one example. We can have two tables. One is customers table and second one is order table. We can perform subqueries or nested queries or inner queries between two tables or more tables, right? So see here, this is the customers table, and this is the order table. So what we are writing here, select customer ID, comma first name from customers, where customer ID in of, select customer ID from orders. So what we understand from this query, first of all we have to understand the subquery. What is the subquery here? Select customer ID from orders. So from orders, so customer ID is what? 4, 10, 3, 1, 2. This is the result for the main subquery. This is the result for main query. Now you can write like this: 4, 10, 3, 1. So now the main query is what? Select customer ID, comma first name from customers, where customer ID in of 4, 10, 3, 1, 2. So in the customers table, whoever having this IDs 4, 10, 3, 1, 2, only those customer ID and first name will be going to be displayed. So customer ID and first name. So whoever having from the customer table, only 4 is there, 1 is there, 2 is there, and 3 is there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So only those values are going to be obtained. Only those 4 values are going to be obtained. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only these 4 values are going to be updated. So we have to understand that two tables are going to be retrieve the values on basis of subquery and main query. So we have to execute the subquery first. After executing the subquery, the result obtained for the subquery is going to be acting like a condition for the main query. So this is the way you can understand this query. And we will see some examples, subqueries with the select statement. So consider that customers table having the following records. So what are the records? ID, name, age, address, and salary. ID, name, age, address, and salary. So now let us check the following subquery with the select statement. Let us check the following subquery with the select statement. So we can write the select query, subquery, select star from customers, where ID in of, select ID from customers where salary greater than 45,000. So from this table, what we understood is select ID from customers where salary greater than 45,000. So among this all the salary employees, whoever having the salary 45,000 greater than 45,000. So one is, so whoever having the salary 4,500, not 45,000, 4,500 is going to be displayed. So whoever having the 4,500 greater than 4,500, so the customer ID 7 and customer ID 5 and customer ID 3. Only these three are going to be displayed for the subquery. So one is 4 and 5 and 7. These 3 IDs were obtained from the subquery. These 3 IDs we are obtaining from the subquery. Now the main query is what? Select star from customers where ID in 4, 5, 7. So we can have these 4, 5, 7. So we'll retrieve all these values. So only 4, 5, 7 values we are going to achieve. We are going to obtain. So this is the way you can understand the subquery with the select statement. The next subquery with the insert statement. We'll see. So consider a table customers underscore BKP with a similar structure as customers table. Now to copy the complete customers table into the customer BKP table, you can use the following syntax. So what we are doing here, so we are taking what customers underscore BKP table and we can use the following syntax. So insert into customers underscore BKP. This is the another table, and select star from customers. We are going to select the values from the customer table where ID in of, select ID from customers. So we are going to take the subquery is what? Select ID from customers. So we are going to obtain all the IDs from the customers table. The next, what we are doing here, insert into customers underscore BKP, select star from customers where ID in of. We are taking all the IDs from customers table. After taking all the customers table IDs, we are going to apply the condition where ID in of, where ID in of 457, where ID in of 457. So only these values are going to be inserted into this table. Only these 457 values are going to be inserted into the customers underscore BKP table. So see here, subqueries with the updated statement. Subqueries with the update statement. So assuming that we have customers underscore BKP table, so available which is backup of customers table, the following example updates the salary by 0.25 times in the customer table for all the customers whose age is greater than or equals to 27. So we are going to update the salaries. We are going to update the salary with the 0.25 percentage with the whoever having the IDs from the customers underscore BKP table. So see here, we can write the update customers table. We can update the table what customers. We have to update the table name is what customers. So update customers, set salary equals to salary into 0.25 where age in of. Select age from customers underscore BKP where age greater than or equal to 27. So this is the subquery actually. So select age from customers underscore BKP where age greater than or equal to 27. So whoever having the age greater than 27, those all the details, all the customers will be displayed from this subquery. After displaying subqueries, the result is result for the main query is what, where age in of, where age in of, suppose greater than 27 means we can have all this 35 and 27, 35 only, right? So that 35 age customer is going to be increased with the salary percentage, increased with the salary percentage, that is salary into 0.25. So what we have to understand from this query means, we have to understand this subquery is whoever having the age greater than 27, age greater than equals to 27. That means we have to take two values, Hardik 27 and Ramesh 35. So for these two records, we are going to update the salary with the help of salary to 0.25 percentage in the customers table. So we are going to update the salaries in the customers table whoever having the age 35 under 27, whoever the having the age 35 under 27. So this is the way we can understand the update statement. We can understand the update statement. And subqueries with a delete statement. Subquery with a delete statement. So assuming that we have a customers underscore BKP table as we discussed earlier and available which is backup for the customers table, the following example deletes the records from the customer table for all the customers whose age is greater than or equals to 27. Whose age is greater than or equals to 27. So whoever having the age greater than 27, greater than or equal to 27, those will be deleted. Those will be deleted. So delete from customers where age in of. Select age from customers underscore BKP where age greater than 27, where age greater than or equal to 27. So that means whoever having the age greater than or equals to 27, whoever having the age greater than or equal to 27, that means from the previous slide we understood that Ramesh 35 as well as Hardik 27. These two records are obtained as a result for the subquery. These two records are obtained as a result for the subquery. Now from this 27 and 35, these two records are going to be deleted from customer table where age in 27 and where age in 35. So whoever having the age 27 and whoever having the age 35 is these two records are going to be deleted from this table. Is these two records are going to be deleted from this table. So this is the way we can understand these subqueries with delete statement. Subqueries with delete statement. So in this session we discussed about the subqueries with the select statement, subqueries with the insert statement, subqueries with the update statement, and subqueries with the delete statement. Subqueries with the delete statement. So we have to understood from this session is what we have to understood two things. One is subquery and second one is main query. One is subquery and the second one is main query. So we have to execute the subquery first, then the result of the subquery is acting like a condition for the main query, as acting like a condition for the main query. So then you can execute the main query also. So what we have to understood, the subquery is going to be executed first, then the main query is executed next. The subquery is executed first, then main query is executed next. So you can perform these nested queries from the single table as well as from the multiple tables. A single table or as well as from the multiple tables. But you have to apply the conditions. What you have to write the subquery inside of the parenthesis only. So whatever the query you are writing inside of the parenthesis is going to be treated as a subquery, and the subquery result is going to be acting like a condition for the main query. So this is what we have to understand the this subqueries concept, right? Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.